animated violence, controversial cartoons. Tonight, parent Lewis Goiter confronts Channel 4 commissioning editor Jerry Thompson and tells him why he believes cartoons are corrupting kids.
Every day, our children are forced to watch hundreds of cartoons that encourage violence and swearing and perversion. As a father, I say this cannot be right, so I have come to Channel 4, home of the filth peddlers, to ask why are they showing them.
Jerry Thompson.
Hello.
Very good to meet you. How are you doing? Come this way.
Okay.
You got everything?
Yes.
In you go, Lewis. Have a seat.
Thank you.
So this is my little office here. This is where all the animation gets commissioned from. Is it what you expected?
Yes. Commissioning editor Jerry Thompson. Why does Channel 4 commission cartoons that encourage violence and drinking and immorality?
Well, Lewis, we don't actually make a lot of these cartoons. We import them from America. So why don't we fly you over there so you can really get to the bottom of the issue?
'Cause it's too expensive to do then?
No, I was being rhetorical. We're offering to fly you to America, you and me, and we can meet some of the people that make these cartoons and really get to grips with the issues. You up for it?
Yes, please.
Brilliant. So, look, Lewis, I brought you to this comic store just because I want you to get an idea of the diversity and some of the fun, you know, the creativity and the intelligence there is behind the world of animation. Come on in. This Simpsons doll here, do you have any problems with that?
Yes, I do. Here with this popular Simpsons character, you can get beer and salty snacks, neither of which are a good part of a young person's diet. Also, a remote control encouraging children to watch television at the expense of other things like running and playing and learning.
This is for children, and do you not think that they understand the difference between fantasy and reality?
No.
Okay, Lewis, here we are outside 20th Century Fox Studios, and we're going to go in and meet Seth MacFarlane, who's creator of Family Guy. What do you think of Family Guy?
It's a moral sewer.
Okay, so you're nice and relaxed. Good, okay, let's go in.
Hello, Seth MacFarlane. When you created Family Guy, what audience did you have in mind?
I wanted it to be an adult show. I wanted it to be, you know, something that if I watched on TV, I would laugh. And, you know, I just figured if this is something that I think is funny, hey, maybe someone else will think it's funny too.
Lois, honey, I promise, not a drop of alcohol is going to touch these lips tonight.
Hey, who wants to play Drink the Beer?
Right here.
Did you deliberately set out to offend and agitate people?
No, it's you know, we're just trying to make people laugh. We're just trying to do what we think is
Filth.
what we think is funny.
Oh, geez, how the hell am I going to break this to Lois? If she finds out I got fired for drinking, she's going to blame me. Lie to her. It's okay to lie to women. They're not people like us. I don't know. Hey, where's the other guy? Oh, this is perfect.
Isn't animation a child's medium?
Well, animation began as a medium for adults, and the old cartoon shorts from, you know, 20s and 30s were all aimed at adults or at general audiences. I think especially in this day and age, it's a little backward to think of animation as solely a kid's medium and to, you know, put your kid in front of the TV and say, you know, oh, it's a cartoon, therefore it must be fine, and then to get all bent out of shape when it turns out that it's not fine.
Tom Hanks, that's it. Funny guy, Tom Hanks. Everything he says is a stitch. I have AIDS.
If a parent does not want their child to watch the show, and many shouldn't let their kids watch this show, but it's their responsibility.
Over here is another example from the popular children's cartoon Futurama. Bender, the main robot who likes to smoke and drink and steal, comes with alcohol and stolen money, and most shockingly of all, he is standing in front of a suicide booth. This is encouraging people to commit suicide, which is not, in my book, funny or clever or cartoon-like.
I've got to say, it's not a functioning suicide booth, is it? So it doesn't really pose a real threat. It's a toy.
Am I right or am I wrong? This is on sale to kids.
It is.
Am I right or am I wrong?
That's
am I
correct,
right or am I
Lewis.
wrong?
That's correct, Lewis.
Am I right or am I wrong? This says suicide booth inside. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're correct, Lewis.
So would you, for example, say that it is right to shoot children?
No, you've just made a big leap.
Am I right
there.
or am I wrong?
Your logic's made a big leap. Well, Lewis, here we are at the Parents Television Council, and we're going inside to see Mark Conning, who runs it, and maybe he can answer a few of your questions.
Good.
Tell us a bit about the Parents Television Council and exactly what you do.
Well, the Parents Television Council has over 675,000 members nationwide, and what we are is a grassroots organization, a nonprofit grassroots, that seeks to bring responsibility to the entertainment business here in the United States.
But Mark, how exactly do you go about critiquing a show?
We'll look at sex, we'll look at sexual innuendo, we'll look at how drug abuse might be portrayed, we look at violence, we look at vulgarity, we look at obscene and profane language.
Excellent. The mind control device is nearing completion.
Stewie, I said no toys at the table.
Damn you, vile woman! You've impeded my work since the day I escaped from your wretched womb.
When I first saw Family Guy, I was rather appalled. I thought, here's another animated show which is being targeted at kids, but unfortunately carries a lot of adult-oriented material. We're talking about families, we're talking about pets, we're not talking about a roadrunner and a coyote. We're talking about serious individuals here doing very irresponsible things at an hour when you have a lot of young viewers watching.
But Mark, surely these are just cartoons, they're not real. Why should they be a target for censorship?
The fact is that popular culture does impact our children's behavior. A child will spend more time in front of a television by the time he graduates high school than he will in front of a teacher. You'll see about 200,000 acts of violence by the time he's 18.
Exactly.
Actually, about 16,000 of which are murders. So this does impact our kids. We've had a lot of violent consequences as a result of television shows.
Mom, are you all right? My goodness, this chair leg was loose. Isn't that silly? I could have broken my neck.
Damn.
The program makers say it's up to parents to regulate their kids' viewing.
It is a parent's responsibility, ultimate responsibility, to really watch what their kids are taking part in. But the fact of the matter is, some parents are good and some are bad. And in the past, we always tried to protect our child's innocence, first and foremost, but also we looked after other kids as well. What's going on in our house may be different, but still impacts our kids when they're not in our home.
Instead of the moral sewer of The Simpsons and Futurama and other cartoons like them, children would be a lot better off reading something like this, Rupert the Bear. Also, there are animated cartoons to go with the book, don't you think?
Well, I really appreciate where you're coming from, but I think modern children live in a world full of very different things than when Rupert the Bear was written.
That's just rubbish. Rupert the Bear was an exciting cartoon. He got into a lot of adventures and often some scrapes as well. He's quite a naughty bear sometimes.
What's important is that everything's out there, you know, Lewis, and that everyone has a choice. And I think it's great that we've come into this shop in Hollywood with a lot of edgy stuff, and here's Rupert on sale to kids, and you as a dad, you'd have a great chance to buy Rupert or the Simpsons stuff, whatever you wanted, don't you agree?
Yeah, but it's not the same as my point.
I'm now joined in the studio by Louis Goiter and by commissioning editor Jerry Thompson. So, Louis, you've seen both sides of the argument in the States where these cartoons are produced. What would you like to say to Jerry Thompson now?
Well, now I would like to say to Jerry Thompson that I'm even more convinced than I used to be that these cartoons are morally filthy and should be banned.
Jerry, what do you say to parents like Louis who are fed up with cartoons made available and aimed at children which portray deviancy and immorality as a joke?
Well, you know, I really understand where Lewis is coming from, but he's got to appreciate that kids know the difference between fiction and reality.
Lewis, I mean, Jerry says that children can tell the difference. They're intelligent enough to make their own choices about how they behave.
Well, yeah, I know, I just heard him.
Well, has he got a valid point?
Well, no, he does not have a valid point, because children need moral guidance from telly, and these cartoons do not provide that guidance.
Yeah, well, television's a broad church. It's providing programming for a wide spectrum of people, and the needs of one small group can't dictate to the whole channel.
I don't understand anything about what you just said, but I'm almost certain that it's not the same as my point.
Jerry, are you refusing to agree with Lewis?
I am, yeah.
You have admitted here that you are refusing to agree with me.
I haven't admitted anything.
You said
There's
you
been
just
no
said
admissions.
yes, but you don't agree with me.
No, I really respect your opinion, but I cannot agree with
There. Please do agree with me.
you. Yeah, but you're making that sound as if somehow I've agreed with you.
Sorry, we're
because
going to
I
have to
haven't.
leave it there.
Please.
But Jerry Thompson and Louis Goiter, thank you very much for coming in today, and I think that's certainly resolved a lot of difficult questions for nobody. Goodbye.
I'm right.
I'm right.
I'm right. I'm right. I'm right.
Thanks a lot, Roger.
I'm right. I'm right.
Don't shake his hand, Roger. I'm right.